Hey, the video is live now, I guess. Yeah, I think it is working. So, this is where we left it at last time. There, the loop, a tiny portion of it is broken down. I think I'll go to the next. This is the easiest part that I could think of. And now the second easiest part would be the zoom out. And the hardest part would be the eat. So, I think I'll go to the eating now and see work our way out from that. So they smile, bite. So let's see how he goes and bites. So here he's biting, and before that I'll just make an in between, somewhere in between. And hey, let me know this time if the network is bad, if it's lagging like last time. Last time's video I saw it was lagging way too much. I didn't expect that much of lag. Where can I superset? What is super? Oh, intro. There is no intro. Not yet. Okay, so let's see. We have the next frame is this, the previous frame is this, and you need to see how it goes from here. So I'm thinking there would be a pose of him jumping towards this guy. So that would be, I think I don't need an into a completely different pose for it. Maybe full on attacking with the mouse completely in screen, on screen, the hand super. So the tiger is here, the deer is here, and then in the next one, tiger is here, and deer is here. So deer goes from here to here, and tiger goes from here to here. I was thinking somewhat related to this, we should keep the pose. So I'll just keep that in mind. So this is all we need to see. So what is a good pose to make? The tiger is somewhere here. Maybe it can go up and then come downward, and the deer can go down and then come upward. That would create a sort of a cool movement. So tiger, and deer would be covering downward. Like, betrayed deer. And this guy would be full on anger and full on teeth. Yeah. So this is the pose that I think I'll try out. Where are this guy's leg, leg, leg. So let's Blender tutorial, super tutorial. Blender I am actually still learning now. I am thinking of starting a new Blender thing today or so. Yesterday I started a bit. So until I know enough of Blender, I don't feel confident enough to talk about it. And cooking, I'm not at all confident. Cooking, there are much better people. Why would you even suggest cooking? There is this guy. Okay, I realized I haven't done a back view of the deer till now. I'll use a different brush. Yeah. So the face is here. It's the body. The body in the previous post is curved like this. So even in now it's curved like this. Okay, actually body you can curve outwards for a change, or maybe it's too much. So this is the body. This is the face. This is the surprise for horror. Ah, that's the teeth. That's the, oh yeah, they have. So its eyes are in horror. Its ears are going back in horror. Everything in horror. This is horror. Let's see how it antlers. So antlers are going back. It might get too busy this area. I hope it doesn't. So this is the front portion. This is the back portion. And this tail over here. And let's see. There is one leg going outward, one leg over here. So the opposing leg I would keep over here, and this leg can bring the, and let's see how it looks. Yes, the lighting is new full life that I got help already now. I'm also proud of that. Ew, my teeth are going missing. I didn't see this. Okay, that's an unexpected concept. Deal with that next. So, here it. I know the teeth is that's very ah. Get that. I won't show my teeth much. Okay, but this guy's teeth is what you should be focused. Focus on the anime. Let's see. The guy is up. His mouth is. How do we? How do we sit when you're going to eat? Okay, I'll eat it with that. So something like this that is going up. Uh, but his eyes are pointing down. Where is his nose? Okay, his nose is here. His ears are off screen, I guess. His lips is looking more like a fish now, but that uh, here are the legs. Legs. I think legs are also going to go missing. It's very. I don't really like this area because it's very like if you take a silhouette of this area, it's very messy. I don't know how to clear this up. Maybe I can not put the body over there. Maybe I can put the body more over here. Maybe I can bend him out like this. Yes. So he's like this. I'll try that. I'll try bending him around this way. I don't know whether this helps. I don't think it helps. I'll try another strategy. I see if I don't mind the face though. The face looks cool. I think I'll fill this guy in the screen. Let's see what was the plan. The plan was for him to go down and come up, and the deer to go up and come down. Okay. This way I should make better illustrations and understand what I'm. So I'll just move the head way more up so that the concentration is not broken. And I'll make the body over here. I'll make the legs go here. Hey, this I don't. And the hands over the hands were supposed to go down. So I guess I can tilt it outward. So now the hand silhouette is also stronger, and the other hand, yeah, I think this is I can live with this. Not the best silhouette though. Like over here, if you see, it is very messy. I can bring the horn out a bit so that a little bit water clarity I can bring out of it. I can bring. Uh, I'm not a big fan of this area also. So I can bend this guy more over here, and I'll delete these two frames for. Yeah, I think this. Okay, I think it might be a bit too good. I don't know if it's just me, but the audio is muffled. Okay, is it better now? Maybe I'm talking a bit more. Unmuffling audio. Let me know if it's unmuffled. Uh, yeah, I'll just play it and see. Yeah, I think it works. So now, yes, it's a bit clear now. Good. I think it's just the way I speak. So after this, it has to get into this pose. So we'll just make one more transition frames from that. So let's see, what do we have? Because if all the frames are very distant from each other, that would not make sense. So now there is a bit of a camera move sort of a thing, I guess. Let's see. So before he pounces, he should make an evil going down pose in which he has his eyes set. Let's I am not planning the timing and spacing right now. Right now, I'm just keeping one frame over here, one frame over here. I'm just seeing where all what all frames would come. Once I get some 2 3 frames to space it out, then I'll adjust a bit before adding more frames. So that's how I go ahead with this thing. And at this place, the deer would get surprised. Huh? What? Get automatic. Actually, the uh, deer's head wouldn't move too much. I want to focus more of the attention on the tiger. So the deer might be getting ready to run, so its leg would also point forward a bit. But this guy has been lulled into hope by the tiger. I'm just looking for the leg where the leg placements are supposed to be from the previous frame, because sliding is one thing that unfortunately happens when you are animating without looking at the leg placement that clearly. Uh, this is the previous frame now, and then this leg becomes this leg. So should I? I think I'll make everything go a little more downward before it tries to pounce up. So it's down here. The other leg is also getting down, and the hind leg, they are getting up, so it's getting downward. So let's go. So this guy has all his teeth cleared out right now, and here is his nose. Nose is here. Uh, his hands are here. Ears are here. So he's a full representation of evil. Let's see where the background horizon line is. Horizon line should be here. So since the horizon is changing from here to here, I think for the in-between frame we'll put it somewhere over here. Just to anticipate the movement that's going to come. Camera movement, I mean. And like I told earlier, I'll make one more in-between frame over here to see how it transitions from this to this. So the tiger was here and it gets here. The deer was here and it's still here. Okay. So this is good. At least one character is somewhat in place. But I think since the character has moved from here to here, I can move it a bit further before bringing him back here. And the tiger has come from here to here. So before it settles down here, you can go a bit further and come down so that the arc still remains. So let's see what can get. I get the major biting scene over here. Over here, the biting could be the full focus of the screen, so I can get the maximum impact, I guess. And it will also ease my way into bringing the tiger down. I don't know whether this will work, but I'll just give it a try. But me angry. So this would be the bite frame. And where is the deer? How can I show the deer? Maybe since I wanted the deer more downward, let's see how shifting this guy down would work. This guy down, bring the deer's mouth over here. Ah, yeah, his tongue, teeth, and this is mostly, I guess I'll add one more layer of blood at the end to tie it all down. Okay, let's play this and see. Okay, nothing makes exactly. Let's space it out a bit more and check. So something like this would be the end of the previous sequence, and then would come something like this. So this is where spacing and timing comes in. So this is more of on the run changing. I think more time can be spent on the close up before heading off. Uh, it would hurt. If I just crashed, I hope I had saved something. Hmm, okay, So we have, okay, I missed the uh, in between frame complete. So over here, the leg was, so I'll have to just redraw these things again. So remember to save file. I forgot. What for exercise? This one. Uh, the body was down. Uh, this thing was here. Hungry है, hungry है. Uh, escape leg, escape leg. Actually, even these legs I can make more escapey. Maybe a bit too below. So I think something like this would be fine. And the background was supposed to fill a bit down. And eating frame. Eating frame was supposed to go. Oh, video is in frame. Let's see. Oh, okay, yeah, that is frame. Let's see. Okay, I'll just close it and start it again. Yeah, thanks for letting me know, Ram. I'll just restart it again. How do you plan the film? Oh, thanks for watching the film. I was wondering about pre-production process. Would you be willing to share? Yeah, there is lots of pre-production stuff. Uh, I haven't really made in the first flight tour. I had talked about the pre-production thing, but other than that, I haven't put it up online anywhere. Uh, yeah, actually, video is still not showing up. I'm not sure why. I'll just close the streaming software and try again. This is strange. Yeah, yeah, it's up again. Sorry for that. I'm not really sure how that happened, but we are back again. Okay, let's see. Okay, the full screen by full screen by would be here, here, and anger face would be here, and deer face somewhere over here. And the tongue would be here. Nose. This actually doesn't look like that guy at all. So just to be safe, I'll draw the stripe and see how it goes. Yeah, I think. And this frame, uh, I had wanted to keep for a longer duration. So let's. I don't mind this. And I'm thinking I'll make more in between frames for it getting out from this to this frame and zooming out from this. So just the major frames I'll make right now, and I'll see where it can be overall be fit, because I'm really not sure how the spacing is going to work, because initially I had planned on this frame being the main keyframe, but now I like this one more. One cool thing is that the bite has the most importance. I won't have to animate the, what is this, deer so much also. It offers good advantages, and I think I told in the very beginning of the first episode how I wanted to space out the composition, like filling the screen. These are things that I don't usually do. So I wanted to try that out. Okay, let's happening. Oh yeah, thanks Puri. Yeah, the watchmaker has a Facebook page. I have to work more on it now. I haven't done much. So, like how we had done with the previous frames itself, the tiger was here, it went here, then it went here, and now it's down here, and in the next frame also it's here. So I'm thinking I'll follow that trend before letting him go over here. So after that, he goes back down. So since he's going back down after this, maybe I just make him go a little bit down before coming up and going down, so that it will form a weird sort of an arc. And as for deer, the deer was here, down, up, down. So deer was here, Then just draw with a different color for clarity sake. So the deer was here, then it went down, then it went all the way up, and then down, and then it's going back up. So let's see. So since the throwing away is a big deal, I'll try to it's a big deal. I'll try to get it more down before bringing it up. So this is where I'm breaking a flow because I want this to be as abrupt as possible. Where is the mic? Oh, the mic. I hope everything was. You could hear everything properly. Yeah, I don't not like publicize it. I just haven't been updating the page as much as I would have liked. That's why I hadn't uh, done that. Why your frame in timeline different colors? So the different colors are for me itself to visually see where it's leading. So in Krita, if you right click a frame, you can give a color. So I'm giving it an decreasing order from importance of red, brown, orange, yellow, green, blue. So red are the biggest keyframes, brown are the frames between those major keyframes. So breakdown, I could say, and in between those things are the orange ones, uh, which would also be sort of an in between. But if you are breaking it down even further, I could go beyond orange and get to yellow, then blue, green. So overall itself, I can see where should I in between from how much importance I should give to those frames. So that is why. So let's this frame. So the in this frame, so the deer is supposed to go down, and the tiger is also supposed to go down. So this is a very down to earth. So, so here he's going to give one last stomp. Uh, and so since his head is over here, then going down, I think I'll stomp it in this direction, like it's going down, and I'll make his head lower than ever it has ever been. So the mouth would go more higher up. The nose would be here, the eyes would be here, and the deer, the deer's nose was like this first, then it was like this, then here. So now I'll just bring it here before taking it away. Horizon. The last term, let's see how it goes. So it could be mm, here, here, uh, and in the next frame he's going to throw it all out. So before that, what do you do before throwing it out? So maybe he brings it down. Yeah, okay. Yeah, maybe he lifts his elbows higher than usual. So that's a very weird way to eat, but I guess it will work for this. So his elbows are all lifted. Over here also his elbows are all lifted. It's just more off screen. And with the deer's head, I don't mind being more upward. I think that will give a better silhouette. And the ears have gone down, and it will go here. I don't like the ears that much. Maybe the ears will go here. Yeah, I like that. And let's see, the teeth are here. I didn't like the mouth shape that much. So let's see if there's any way to improve it. I'm also seeing that the body goes from here all the way here. So I have to think of ways to ease into that pose also. I'm trying to bend it towards the left of the screen while doing the face manipulation. So actually, when the head bends that much, the eyes won't be visible. So I'll try to get that. Where does the nose go? I think tiger noses are more like this. We'll see how that works in this guy's case. So let's see. So the eyes are down here. Nose. I think it might be cool to give a more 3D. Mm, Mouth is here. So the nose might overtake the mouth, and the lower teeth would be a bit more visible. A bit. I meant a lot. Yeah, I think I'm cool with this. Let's see the markings, the stripes over here, the left stripe, other stripe. I think it's shaping out well. Maybe the deer's head got a bit too tiny. Just fix that. So since the tongue is flowing around in his face, let's see, the tongue is pointing like this over here, and then it's like this. That doesn't make much sense, but I think I'll try to bring it around over here. The Yeah, I don't mind this. And after it's done its mega bite, it's time to release it. So here also I'm still not really bothered with the timing yet. Usually I am, but in this particular case I have no idea how it's supposed to be timed. So I'm being a bit more free to explore the poses itself rather than uh, the timing. Usually the other way around. So now it's trying to get back. So this it has reached the yellow stage now. So now it's more of a pure in between stage, and he might bring, after all this time of going down, he's trying to turn around, and let's see how that. So his teeth are here. Uh, what else does he need? Where is the deer? So deer by now could be completely in his hand, because now he's done with eating and he has to throw it. So he's pushing it outward. Let's see how that. So one hand could be pushing it out further than the other hand. His ears are floppy, have a bit of a delay, uh, and the deer. Let's see. So the deer was in a very U position till now. In this, I'm guessing it's in an opposite view, opposite U. So here it could be somewhere in between. So how do we get from this to this? To do a pose like this, like a wave is passing through, or I could just do a very basic line sort of thing. I'll have to see what would. His horns could be here, uh, his ears, uh, tongue. Where are his legs? His legs are down, then it's up. What did he eat? I have to figure out what he ate also, because right now it feels like he didn't do a good job of it. Uh, let's see, the legs are here. One leg could be here. The other legs are there. So we have the body shape now. I think it could be useful later when we are uh, doing the eating animation and seeing how much part of his body is eaten, how much bones are showing through, all those things. So let's play it and see. I don't like the timing, but I don't mind the screen. So I'll go ahead and make more frames. So today we have only 5 more minutes left. So I'll try to make more frames and keep ready for now. Uh, but I think with all the crashing and time wastage, still I think it's pretty good progress today compared to last time. Philip he has thrown and now he is getting back into form. Uh, so he could be somewhere like this right now. So shoulders are still up and his hands are over there. His, uh, I think I can make his mouth come a little bit down before coming. So he has the satisfaction of having a good meal. And let's see where his nose is. His nose could be here. It looks like he's praying, not on innocent deer, but praying to the god or something. Feels weird. Let's see where are his ears. His ears are here. I'll try to make one hand come down a little earlier to offset that weird pose. I'll make this hand come down later. No, actually this one looks better. Yeah. So he brings his hands down. The stripes are here. One more stripe here. And from this frame to this frame, I can make one more. So these are the easier frames. So the hard part is done. These are some more easier stuff. After I draw this frame, I'll just time all these guys together and see how. Before you go, I want to choose why did you choose the style of your film kind of scribbly? Uh, that's actually the sort of way I draw in my sketchbook, and I wanted to bring that style instead of a refined style, and I absolutely hate cleaning up. So this is a style that comes more natural to me. Uh, like I am nowadays trying to learn how to make clean lines, clean up more efficiently. So maybe in the next film, the style that I make, my style might change. But in this frame, that was the thing. Like the animation I made before this was a PSA about disability, and in that I had made a very clean style. So in that I had gone ahead with full cleaning up, very uh, I don't very clean sort of style, and I had my fun with it. And I wanted to try something different this time. And now with Watchmaker, I have had my fun with the scribbly style, so I don't think I'll be using that in the next whatever I make. So I like to keep shifting styles, going from what I used to do to something else. Let's see, where is his hand? So his hand should also go down. Hmm. So like I said, now it's just a very basic movement. I don't think there is uh, going to be much of a difference between these frames. And I hadn't drawn the background. So in this frame, I guess I could start the background over here, and the background could slowly come up over here, and the deer should also come down, and mm, so the tail goes downward. So this is a camera zoom out. I guess some perspective should be there. I don't know how much of a perspective I'll be able to bring in. I'll try to put a bit. Let's see. So since this is going here, I think these will also go down somewhere there. So let's see how it happens. And this leg is here. Uh, we just turned this laziness into a style. So I guess. How did you color? How did you color? Color the watchmaker. So coloring also used many different processes throughout the film. That, but a major thing was gimmick, GMIC. So in my YouTube channel itself, there's one video explaining how I color using gimmick, and that's the way most of the shots were colored. And later I could figure out image magic, MAGICK, and other uh, softwares and codes that could help the coloring process go even faster. So whatever coloring is also a process. I'm not like I love coloring, but coloring for animation is a very lengthy process. So whatever can speed up my workflow, I would try that out. I'll try to incorporate it to the film. Uh, like much of my time spent in making the film was figuring out workflows and thinking maybe I could make some videos about the workflows, what all I learned, even pre-production, production, what all processes happen. But for now, yeah, that is the basic answer. The gimmick was used for most of the shots. Then some shots were I had animated in Krita itself, so I had colored them in Krita itself. Uh, some shots, yeah, some shots was entirely using some code. Like I could set the code down, give some parameters, and it would color it from start to end. Those were some of my favorite ones. Like whenever computer takes over, some of these more boring processes, like processes in which you know what you're going to do, and like it's not much of a surprise. Those things I don't mind giving to the computer at all. And now I see a very good influx of uh, coders who knows programming, or programmers who know coding, and they're making some nice stuff. And if you search around on GitHub or other places, you can find out many of these uh, codes and stuff. Let's try them out. Whatever is good for your workflow helps out. But before trying it out, I did do everything the hard way. So it's good to know what the actual process is that is being done by the software. Otherwise, we'll be just blindly doing just what the code gives us. But if we know where we are aiming to get at, it makes it easy. Uh, that's how I went. Let's see. How did you color use Natron? Yeah, Natron I have used only in uh, one shot or so, one or two shots, I guess. But that was not too much. I had used a lot of Natron during while making Hanimashan. Some tiny loops me and Sunakshi used to make. We are still making. I hope so. But yeah, for Watchmaker, I have used Natron only very sparingly. But it was quite useful. There was one shot in which some camera movement was there. I had to uh, remove some parts of it and replace with some others. So for those things, it was quite. Okay, okay, this is going to be the last frame for the day. Mhm. And let's see what you got. I'll just time whatever I have. Uh, let's see. Mm, I'll just play to see what condition it is. If I, not bad. That's not bad at all. Actually, even though I didn't really sit and time it, it's cooler than I expected. Let's see. So this is here. Okay, have inspired me to use open source? Yeah, that's very cool. You use open source. Some very nice software are there. How did you make that comet striking Earth orbit? Black background one. So that was the very first shot that I had done. So that was a mix of some drawings were made in Krita. Then it was the most 3D software, 3D shot of the whole film. That one had what is it called, freestyle rendering in Blender, and some combusting tricks to get that shot. Uh, if you are still making, oh, you mean animation? Good, I'm waiting. The end is super confusing. Okay, you mean by the end, do you mean the throwing away? I guess. Let's see. So he bites into it. Hmm. Then here he's supposed to be throwing it away. I actually don't have much changes for it. I guess if the end is hard to follow, this this frame and this frame, I'm giving it a bit more timing, uh, so that it's easier to follow what's happening. Let's see how. Actually, even the jumping, I don't really. Oh, okay. Jumping actually just has one frame for now. Yeah, I think that's it for now. Uh, Nice style of drawing. Thanks. Hey, this is not going to. This is the animation figuring out phase. So the style will come once the frames are figured out. Uh, and hope to see you soon. I guess I'll start live streaming soon enough because today I had figured out that I can run the fan and still uh, record. I had done some audio adjustment, so I'm not feeling that bad right. So see you next time. Goodbye. Thanks for coming online. See you soon.